Hey everybody, it's Carl Brown here from GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to do a fun little classical guitar style fingerpicking kind of chord workout as well. And this is just, we're going to be using just the thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger for this picking pattern. I got this picking pattern and this little musical piece that we're going to do today. It's a section of a piece of music called The Grand Overture by Mauro Guiliani. He's a great classical guitarist from the early 1700s. So he kind of wrote the book on what a lot of classical guitar players do with picking patterns these days. So let's get straight into it. What I was doing right there is basically the same pattern, just treating it with different chords and just adding a little melody on top. This kind of style of picking is like a precursor to Travis picking, which is used a lot in country music and rock and pop music, where the thumb basically keeps a steady pattern going, just going across. It keeps like the harmonic foundation going by constantly jumping, in this one at least, from the 5th string to the 4th, back and forth throughout all the chords. So you're going to see that motion. It kind of propels the piece, and then the rest of the fingers take care of the melody notes and filling in the harmony in between. All right, so let's get it going here. We're going to start with a C major chord, standard C major chord, and the picking pattern. You're going to want to follow this with the tab, the sheet music printout that's available. The link is in the description, and you'll be able to just download that and follow along. This a lot easier in tab with your fingerings written out as well. So we're going to start with just basically the thumb and the middle finger hitting the 5th string and the 2nd string respectively. So at the same time. Okay. Then we're going to hit an open with your first finger, the open G string. Then that thumb comes down to the 4th string, and then the open G string again with your first finger. So far we got this. Okay. Then we're going to continue with the same pattern in the thumb and the index finger. We just didn't start with that, playing those two notes to begin. So basically we started with the melody note on top, and then underneath it was this. So put that together. If I'm going too fast, just make sure you download the tab for this. It'll clear things up a lot. Then we have the thumb on the 5th again, and then the open string again, the 3rd string. Now we have the thumb over on the 4th string, and at the same time we're going to pick the 2nd string. Then the open 3rd again with the index finger. Then the thumb on the 5th and the 2nd string with the middle finger. Then the open 3rd, and then back to the 4th with the thumb, of course, and then the 2nd finger on the 2nd string again, those two at the same time, and once again the open G. So we're doing that open G between everything with your index finger. So that second half of what I just did was this. So the whole measure. Then we're going to keep doing the pattern. Pattern is basically going to stay the exact same, except the very first note. When we first started the pattern, the first measure, the two notes were obviously the thumb on the 5th and this middle finger on the 2nd string, which started the pattern. Now we're going to do the exact same pattern, except that first note, the thumb is still going to be on the 5th string, but that first note is now going to be on the 1st string, which is going to be an open string, and everything else stays the same. I'm sorry. The first 4 notes are the same there. Then we're going to pick the thumb and the 2nd string together again. So we got this. All right, once again, if you're following on a tab, it'll be much easier. And then the second half is still the same. So both measures together. to do the same exact thing, the exact same picking patterns that we just did throughout those two measures, and we're just going to change the chord. Now to make this a smooth chord change, I'm going to move my second finger on the 4th string up to the 3rd fret, keeping my 3rd finger where it's at. Then the first finger is going to grab the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and then your pinky is going to grab the 3rd string on the 2nd fret. And then, I'm sorry, the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, sorry. And then the same pattern. Now, when we do this pattern and it goes to the 1st string melody note here, like we did before, you're going to have to reach, this is a different technique here, take your 1st finger, which is holding this A right here, and then lower it down on its side so it will hold the 1st fret on the 1st string as well. So it's a cool little technique where you can hold a finger across 2 frets. All right, so we have from here, so coming from this one, and we're reaching over to the 1st string. All right, so when we're taking this, just try to get used to that it's going to wear a little bit of a callus there. It's about where you hold a bar chord, maybe a little bit different position. So you know, don't get freaked out by it. It's really not that difficult of a thing to do, this little chord here. And then after you do this, all right, so you did the whole second, that was 2 measures worth of that chord. And then we have this chord change, which we're basically going to do, you're going to take this, leave the 3rd finger where it's at. Your 1st finger is going to play the 2nd fret on the 4th string. Your 3rd finger is going to play the 3rd fret on the 3rd string. And that's how we're going to start it. Same picking pattern as before. Now for the melody note up here, so you notice how all the melody notes here for this chord are always on the melody note is when you're hitting a note at the same time as the thumb. So whenever you're doing that, you know that note is a melody note. So the melody note is always happening on this 1st string. It's just that open string. Then you're going to put, for the second half, you're going to put the 3rd finger down at the 3rd fret, the pinky down at the 3rd fret on the 1st string, and then release. All right. Then we're going to go to this F chord in 1st inversion here. So I'm still leaving my 3rd finger at the 5th string, 3rd fret, pinky at the 3rd fret, 4th string, 2nd finger at the 2nd fret on the 3rd, and then your 1st finger at the 1st fret on the 1st string. Same picking pattern that we just did on this last chord. Okay, and we're going to stop there halfway between before the end of the picking pattern and do this little ending. Kind of a haunting little sound. And basically we're just going to take, you're still leaving your 2 fingers here, your 3rd and 4th finger at the 3rd and 4th, at the 3rd fret there, and you're going to add on the 3rd string your 1st finger at the 1st fret. And this picking pattern is going to be a little bit different. It's easy though. 5th string with the thumb, and then the 2nd string with your middle finger. Pick that. Then the 3rd string with your index. Then the thumb with your 4th on the 4th string, and then back to the 3rd string with your index. So it's just like a 4-note pattern, and you're going to repeat that 4 times. And then I just ended it at the beginning, but it's a great exercise just to go right back to the beginning and repeat it right after this part. Okay, so have fun with this. This is a good way to get some classical style into some regular finger picking, and it is a precursor to Travis picking, which is used in tons of popular music. All right, and it's a cool little sound too. And apply your own chord shapes to it. So it's really fun to do. All right, so please go to GuitarLessons365.com, download this sheet music, for free and support the site in any way you can. Okay? I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.